Hey guys, and welcome to the final part of my playthrough of Bloodborne at 60fps. So in this episode I will cover the final bosses as well as the 3 different endings for the game. And I will start with the first one, which is the submit your life ending. So what we do here is simply run up this open gate and we run up to Gehrman. And Gehrman here will tell us that we need to leave the dream.
Hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Farewell, my keen hunter. Fear the blood.
So after the hunter is killed in the dream, we see him then wake up under the morning sun, just as Gehrman promised. Then we see the doll stand over the hunter's grave in the hunter's dream, where she wishes him well in the waking world. And this is actually considered the most ambiguous ending of the game, because it makes you wonder what will happen to the hunter next, and what are the differences between the real world and the dream world. Or at least that's the questions that sprung to my mind after having seen it.
May you find your worth in the waking world.
And now I will cover the refuse ending, and Gehrman will go through the same dialogue, only this time I will select the option for refuse. So this will lead into a new cutscene, where Gehrman will stand up from his wheelchair and will prepare to fight you.
The blood or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
So as for fighting Gehrman, he can be very difficult, and he is quite fast and aggressive, and his attacks all deal a lot of damage, as he uses his weapon, the burial blade, which transforms between a sword form and a scythe form, and with the burial blade it can do a series of slash attacks as well as a hook grab attack. So as for a strategy for this fight, it's best to stick close to Gehrman and stay aggressive, and use a fast weapon such as the Saw Cleaver, Blade of Mercy, or even the Rakuyo. Gehrman can also be parried throughout the fight, so if you can pistol parry him, you can perform a visceral attack. Plus, if you also have the Clawmark rune, this will allow you to also boost your damage. I would also suggest having a minimum of 24 blood vials for this fight, given that it can be very tough, and Gehrman is very fast and can inflict a lot of damage quite quickly. Gehrman can also close the ground very quickly between you and him, so even if you're at range you need to be careful. But if you need to heal, then you definitely need to back off, because of the high damage he will do to you at close range. In the second phase, Gehrman will switch to the sword mode, and he will also use his scattergun, which can stagger you from a great distance. And if Gehrman is up close, he can also perform a visceral attack, which again can deal a lot of damage, although not quite as much as the Bloody Crow of Cainhurst's visceral attack. In the third phase, Gehrman levitates into the air and performs a powerful AoE attack. This can be really dangerous and has great potential to also one-shot you, so you're best backing way off to make sure you're out of the range of this attack. So once Gehrman is dead, and having chosen the refuse ending, it will end with you taking Gehrman's place in the hunter's dream. So here we will see the hunter is bound to the wheelchair, just like Gehrman was, and the dial tells you that the hunt will continue.
And so, the hunt begins again.
As for the third ending, this will involve us consuming 3 third umbilical cords. So here you will see my character do this before we go in and fight Gehrman. This will also allow us to fight the final true boss of the game, or if you like, the final optional boss of the game. And instead of going through Gehrman's dialogue as I usually do, just for fun I decide to throw a pebble at him to start the fight.
Dear, oh dear.
So I quickly show that Gehrman actually kills me in this attempt, probably for me being cheeky enough to actually throw a pebble at him.
Accept your death. Be freed.
Vested in me. Oh, lay off. We haven't started yet. Come on. Who threw that? Who threw that stone? Come on.
And then after that I go into the second attempt, where I managed to defeat Gehrman, which will trigger the next cutscene with the moon presence. So the moon presence fight isn't that difficult, but there are one or two attacks you still need to watch out for. The first attack you need to watch out for are its blood orbs or blood clouds, and what happens here, the moon presence will rain down a storm of blood which will cover a certain area, and this has a similar effect to the Lloyd's Talisman item in Dark Souls. So this effect will basically block your ability to heal and use blood vials. However, arguably the most dangerous attack the moon presence does here is the Gaze of the Moon attack, where it can reduce the player's HP to just 1. The moon presence, however, will stay still for a few seconds, which will make it a bit easier for you to heal yourself. But if you're near the vicinity of the blood clouds, then this can be dangerous, and the hunter won't be able to heal. Other than this though, the moon presence fight isn't that bad, and his other attacks are fairly standard and can be avoided with reasonable ease. The moon presence is also very weak to bolt. So again, if you have a weapon you can buff with bolt paper, this is a really good way to get damage into him, and it's probably the fastest way to finish him. So once the moon presence is dead, we get the childhood beginnings ending, and there will be a cutscene with the doll picking up the newly born hunter, who is now a baby great one. So after this is over, we will, just like with the other endings, go straight into New Game Plus.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Good. All signed and sealed. Ah.
Well, that wraps it up for the playthrough, guys. And I would like to say a big thanks to everyone who's watched the run, as it's done much better than I expected. The audio commentary, which is a new thing for me, has also been fun, but it's also been very challenging due to the amount of editing I've had to do for it, because I find that commentary doesn't come to me naturally, so so hopefully I will be back soon on the channel again with another video game, but until then, it's bye for now, and I'll see you soon.
Farewell, my keen hunter. Fear the blood.